What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Welcome to the quick and dirty top 30 wide receivers for Week 13 fantasy football. If you're looking for more detailed information, head over to the Start Sit videos because we're about to break it down headliner style going into the top 30 for Week 13 right now. Number one's no surprise, right? Michael Thomas. He's playing out of his mind right now in a great matchup on Thanksgiving night going up against the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to be wide receiver 1. Number 2, I got Davante Adams all the way up to number 2 now going up against the New York Giants. He's seen double digits every game since he's been back and healthy. Looking for him to get going here this week. Got him at number 2. Number 3, Tyreek Hill, Kansas City Chiefs. Going up against the Oakland Raiders, such a great matchup, and we already know what this guy can do with Patrick Mahomes under center. Got Tyreek Hill up to number 3. Number 4, a switching of the guard somewhat for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Last week, I had Chris Godwin higher than Evans. Godwin finished higher than Evans. This week, though, I'm calling for a flop. I look at Mike Evans as the wide receiver 4 this week in a matchup going up against Jacksonville Jaguars against A.J. Boye, who's been somewhat vulnerable through the air lately and gave up a huge game last week to A.J. Brown. I got Mike Evans at number 4. Number 5, old reliable Julian Edelman, New England Patriots. Great matchup going up against the Houston Texans and by far the safest option in this offense, especially with us not knowing the availability of Mohamed Sanu or Philip Dorsett as of yet. So Julian Edelman got him all the way up to number 5. Number 6, this is where I got Chris Godwin. We talk about Godwin and Evans every single week, regardless of them going back or forth or who scores more points. They're both must-starts in your fantasy leagues just due to the opportunities. They can win you your matchups all by themselves. Great matchup for him this week. Got him at wide receiver 6. Number 7, maybe a little bit of a surprise, is DJ Chark, Jacksonville Jaguars. A great matchup going up against Tampa Bay, who allows more points to fantasy wide receivers than any other team in football. Love DJ Chark's upside this week. Got him at number 7. Number 8, DJ Moore, Carolina Panthers, going up against the Washington Redskins. A great matchup for him, and he's been playing great as of late over the last 4 weeks. He's wide receiver 4 overall. Got him right now at wide receiver 8. Number 9, Tyler Lockett, Seattle Seahawks. Please come back first 9-week Tyler Lockett. The guy needs more volume. Maybe he needed a week to make sure that he was good to go coming off of his injury there a couple weeks ago. Looking for him to bounce back. Got him all the way up at wide receiver 9. Number 10, Calvin Ridley, Atlanta Falcons, going up against the Saints. We know they're going to have to throw the ball, and it sounds like Julio Jones is banged up. There's a chance that Julio sits or is out there kind of more as a decoy. If that's the case, and Marshawn Lattimore is back, he'll take up Julio Jones, leaving more opportunities for Calvin Ridley. Got him at wide receiver 10. 11 is where I've dropped Cooper Kupp. His last chance for me until he drops even farther down this list. They need to get him going in this offense, re-solidify him, and it's a great opportunity for him this week against the Cardinals. Got him at number 11. Number 12, maybe the lowest I've ever ranked Deandre Hopkins, but it's a tough matchup against Stephon Gilmore of the New England Patriots. It could be one of those games where he's still a wide receiver 1, but the upside's just limited. Number 13, this is where I have Julio Jones until we find out more about his injury. If he's limited at all, he may actually slide a little bit farther. Julio, in the past, has been known to be one of those guys that plays through, a small amount of pain, but more as a decoy and could really be limited here in Week 13. Number 14, Stephon Diggs, Minnesota Vikings. Sounds like Adam Thielen re-aggravated his injury, and if that's the case, it may just be the Stephon Diggs show once again this week. Got him all the way up to wide receiver 14. Number 15, Odell Beckham Jr., Cleveland Browns. They have a matchup with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not an easy matchup for Odell Beckham, but as a wide receiver, too, I think he's starting to put together some solid numbers, and he's seen 30 targets over the last 3 weeks. Odell Beckham right here, wide receiver 15. 16 is going to be Keenan Allen, but this one kind of hinges on the health of Mike Williams. If Mike Williams sits, that may almost be a bad thing for Keenan Allen because he'll draw more attention from Chris Harris, something we need to pay attention to, but as of right now, got him at wide receiver 16. 17, Allen Robinson, still a little bit high because he will see a large portion of Darius Slay in this game. However, no Taylor Gabriel will free up more opportunities for Allen Robinson going up against the Lions. Got him right there at wide receiver 17. 18, Jarvis Landry, Cleveland Browns. He's been the safer of the 2 wide receivers here as of late for Cleveland, but I don't hate the matchup going up against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Jarvis Landry has proven to be a safe and solid option here in half-point PPR scoring. Got him at wide receiver 18. Number 19, Fantasy Bigfoot himself, Devante Parker, going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Great matchup for him, and he's been playing great the past few weeks. Can't deny it. Devante Parker, wide receiver 19. Number 20, Alshon Jeffery, and he could move a little bit higher. Sounds like he's healthy and good to go, and they need somebody to throw the ball to in Philadelphia. Great matchup going up against the Dolphins. Got Jeffery at 20, but he could end up higher as we go into the weekend. 21, Tyler Boyd. Does he see an uptick in potential volume and value in fantasy football with Andy Dalton back under center? I believe he does, to kind of reclaim that low-end wide receiver 2 number. Got him right here at 21. 22, John Brown, Buffalo Bills going up against the Dallas Cowboys. A difficult matchup, but John Brown has been one of the safest wide receivers in fantasy football all season. Has yet to have a game with less than 8 fantasy points. Got him at wide receiver 22. 23, Jameson Crowder had a down week last week, but a great matchup this week going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, in which more defensive attention may be paid deep to Robbie Anderson after his big game last week. Jameson Crowder is still the safer option here. Got him at 23. 24, Michael Gallop, maybe the lowest I've had him in a while. Difficult matchup going up against Buffalo, though, and Michael Gallop may be the safer option in this offense. I like him actually more than Amari Cooper here this week, like him more than Randall Cobb. He's somebody that could definitely eat on the opposite side of Tre'Davious White and not have to worry about that defensive attention. Michael Gallup at 24. 25, Robert Woods seems to be the safer option in all of Los Angeles as of right now. I mean, he's seen the volume over the past couple games played, and he's got a decent matchup in which he's going to avoid Patrick Peterson in Arizona going up against rookie defensive back Byron Murphy. Right now, Robert Woods, 25. 26, Sterling Shepard, New York Giants. And we don't know the health status of Golden Tate. If Golden Tate does play, if he clears concussion protocol, that may drop Shepard a little bit or may actually add Golden Tate to this top 30. Sterling Shepard, somebody's going to go out there and get you between 7 and 10 targets, though, and has that safer floor in a matchup going up against the Packers where they're going to have to throw the football. Shepard's at 26. 27, Terry McLaurin of the Washington Redskins. Dwayne Haskins all of a sudden realized he remembered Terry McLaurin has started to throw him the football. That's when he needs is more targets in a matchup going up against Carolina where they're going to have to throw. Terry McLaurin at 27. 28, Will Fuller, Houston Texans, going up against the Patriots. Not the ideal matchup, but all he needs is a couple big plays to give you a solid fantasy day here. We don't need him to go out there and catch 10 balls. Hopefully the defensive attention is really focused on DeAndre Hopkins, and Will Fuller can find some space. Got him all the way down at wide receiver 28, though. 29, maybe a little bit of a shock, but in half-point PPR scoring here. Cole Beasley, a revenge game, going back to Dallas, playing the Cowboys, has some upside. He's scoring touchdowns as of late, not absolutely racking up huge yardage numbers, but is somebody who could be intriguing here for Week 13. Got him at 29. Number 30 is D.D. Westbrook, Jacksonville Jaguars. Great matchup going up against that secondary of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that allows 3 points shy of a butt ton to opposing wide receivers. D.D. Westbrook second in targets there in Jacksonville behind DJ Chark. Got him at wide receiver 30. All right, that's my quick and dirty top 30 for the wide receiver position. Let me know what you would change. Maybe you see it differently. Maybe you want to know where somebody is at. By all means, say, hey, man, I may have this person here. But also tell me, who would you remove from the list? And let's try to see if we can come up with the best possible list here going into the weekend. A lot riding here, going into the fantasy playoffs here, Week 13. Greatly appreciate the support. Hopefully everybody out there has a great Thanksgiving. All of us over here at Headliner Nation are very thankful for you guys out there in this community. We love what we do, and we do it because of you. So hopefully you have a great rest of your week. Eat a lot of food, buy a lot of presents there on Black Friday, do a lot of relaxing, sit on the couch, watch some football. It's going to be fun. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you later.